Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here, back for sound effects in Ormskirk. Hope everyone's doing very well indeed. Today I'm checking out an amazing product from the guys at Boss. This is the GT-1000Core, and this is essentially a miniaturized version of their GT-1000 flagship floor processor. Now, unlike some of the other modeler kind of reductions or miniaturizations on the market, this is literally a full fat GT-1000 at its heart. It's the same core DSP that you would find in that unit. You're not actually compromising on anything in terms of power or sound quality. All you're doing really is taking that big box with the expression pedal and all the switches on it, and you're miniaturizing it. So obviously you are losing some foot switches, but actually you can get all that back by using external controller devices as well and expression pedals. So it's absolutely amazing what Boss have crammed into this unit. I think it's probably the most powerful floor unit of its size that you can buy right now, which is pretty amazing. Now, the reason I find the GT-1000 a great unit, and of course subsequently the GT-1000 Core, is because of its fantastic response and dynamic kind of capabilities. Now, it goes without saying that at the low end of the market all the way up to the high end of the market in terms of price these days, modeling units sound great. They sound very authentic, both for clean and dirty tones. But not all of them nail the feel well, and that's really, when you're a guitar player, that's what you need. You want your musical kind of experience to be as rewarding as possible. Now, you do get that from the GT-1000 Core and of course the GT-1000, but there are some very specific reasons why with this particular unit. First of all, Boss's signal path and their DSP processing is of the highest possible quality. So you've got 32-bit floating point operation. If you don't know what that means, it just means that you've got the highest quality computing going on inside the unit. So what you put into it is being translated really accurately with tons of headroom. You've got 32-bit analog to digital conversion and digital to analog conversion, meaning your signal path, again, whatever you play is being converted very accurately into the unit, which means that all the feel, all the pick dynamics, everything that you play is being converted very accurately. And then you have 96 kilohertz operation, which means you've got fantastic sound quality throughout the entire signal chain, whether you're going out to an amplifier, a power amp, to an FRFR kind of powered speaker, or if you're going out via the USB to your computer, using it as an audio interface, which is fantastic. The other reason is that Boss worked really hard on this technology, the same way they did with the Katana and with their Blues Cube units, to give you this kind of bi-directional kind of feel where when you plug into an amp, there's an interaction between the pickups of the guitar, the speaker, kind of the actual circuitry that's going on. There's this constant bi-directional talk, if you like, going on between the units. It's not just the signal path going to the amplifier and that's it. Well, the GT-1000 and GT-1000 Core have that core interaction built into the way that the circuitry is designed and the DSP is designed. So it always feels as authentic as plugging into an amplifier. Now, in terms of power, you have 24 different effect and amp blocks going on in this unit. And the really amazing thing is they can all be on at the same time, you're not limited, and they can be placed anywhere within the signal chain, either on the device itself or using the Tone Studio software that Boss actually allow you to download from their website to control the GT-1000. You can also split the signal in 3 different stereo paths with divider blocks to allow you to send very complex signal paths to various different effects chains and have very kind of flexible setups within a single patch, which is great from a unit with only 3 foot switches on. There's over 140 different amps and effects built into the unit, giving you huge flexibility. All the Boss classics are in there, so you've got everything from the DD500, the MD500, the RV500, all the classic stomp box sounds, the MDP effects as well. So you've got a ton of variety to choose from in terms of shaping your sounds. Now, in terms of I/O, Boss have been very generous with the GT-1000 Core, especially considering its size. So you've got stereo input for true stereo operation. Then you've got 2 effects send and returns for incorporating your own pedals into the GT-1000. Again, anywhere within the signal chain that you like, which is very cool. Then you've got stereo outputs with a dedicated phone output as well. And then you've got a pair of controller inputs that can take either expression pedals or a pair of controllers each, so up to 4 controllers as well. And then on the side here, you've got TRS MIDI in and out jacks for full MIDI integration and a USB socket on there, which basically allows this to function as an audio interface with ASIO drivers, and it's core audio compliant on a Mac. 96 kilohertz operation for recording, which is truly amazing. So you've got a fantastic audio interface in here for the price too. Now, if you take all of those controller inputs and you've got something like, say, an ES8 or an ES5, or you've got an FS6 or an FS7 foot switch, for instance, or any MIDI-capable controller, you can turn what is a 3 foot switch unit into a very highly featured and flexible unit where you can basically assign any of your controllers to control any of the parameters in any of the effects blocks on the GT-1000 Core. It's so powerful. Now, in terms of using the unit without any external controllers, you've got the large screen on the front, very easy to read, very easy to operate. It's quite an intuitive unit. Then you've got 5 dials along the bottom, which will be assigned to various different parameters, and they can be pressed in as well. Then you've got your 3 foot switches. Now, in memory mode, these will go up and down the patches, and then you've got your controller one, which can be assigned to any particular parameter with any of the effects blocks within a patch. So that's very cool. And this can work in momentary or latching mode as well, so multiple different functions. And then we've got our select button, and then various different buttons for controlling all the menus and so on and so forth. And our output level, it's very easy to control indeed. Now, as opposed to memory mode, we also have a manual mode where the 3 foot switches can be assigned to any one of the effects blocks to switch them on or off for easy kind of sound shaping when you're on stage or in the studio. The foot switches themselves give you ultra fast patch switching, and you can have spillover effects as well for your delays and reverbs. These can also be assigned to a looper block for really effective kind of live performance, or again in the studio for recording with a looper. And you've also got a fantastic mono or polyphonic tuner built in, which you can access by holding both of these foot switches down at the same time. Boss have also included 16 slots for your own user IRs, as well as all of their own cabs that are built into the unit. And of course, you've got access to all the standard speaker combinations, 4x12s, 2x12s, 4x10s, 1x12s, 1x10s, and you can customize the mics and the position of the mics within the controller software or on the actual unit itself. As well as being a great standalone device, the GT-1000 Core is also a fantastic central hub for larger rigs. So if you're using it with, say, some amplifiers that you have and you love, this will do all the channel switching for you on your amplifier. And if you set up the AIRD using the menu system and tell the GT-1000 you're going into the front of an amplifier or into a power amp return, for instance, the AIRD will be shaped EQ-wise for that particular, and feel-wise, of course, for that particular setup. Boss have included settings for their own amplifier range, and of course you can set it for generically going into the front of an amp or the power amp return, for instance. Whatever setup you want to do, the AIRD technology will basically morph to fit that particular setup to give you the best tone and the best feel and response at all times. If you're a bass player, you are not left out with the GT-1000 Core either, just as you weren't with the GT-1000, because Boss have included a bunch of really great effects and amps and cabs just for bass players. So if you do double on the instruments, if you play guitar and bass in a band, or if you want to record some bass at home, you can get some fantastic tones with dedicated effects blocks just for you bass players. So there we go, guys. What a powerhouse of a unit that Boss have created here with the GT-1000 Core. It's remarkable what they fitted into what is the same size chassis as one of the 500 units. Really, really amazing. Of course, you've got incredible control capabilities as well. The audio interface, 32-bit 96 kilohertz signal path as well for the best feel and the best dynamic response. Just fantastic. So as usual, guys, if you click the link in the description below, that will take you across to the Sound Effects website where you can obviously check these out further and purchase one of these fantastic units for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons below. That really helps us with the channel. And of course, hit the bell notification icon to make sure that you never miss out when we upload new content. All right, guys, my name's Tom Quayle, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.